Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Kingdoms. We just had the update, so obviously we're gonna go through the patch and we're gonna see exactly what has been changed and actually give you some tips and advices about the new update and about the new changes, because there has been some pretty huge changes, including a new commander. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdom video. We have the update into the game right now, but I'm gonna give you some tips and advices right at the beginning regarding the patch notes. So the easiest way how you can actually go through a new update instead of just looking all around of all the changes that has been done into the game is very easy if you save your patch notes in favorite. It stays over there, the email doesn't go anywhere. So you simply just scroll down to the patch notes, you go ahead and you read through the lines that it's actually interested for you, and then you can actually go ahead and check in the game and see what actually has changed. So I'm going to take for example the second point, which is the commander system optimization. Since first coming online, the commander system has always been popular, so on so on. We have made adjustment to skill descriptions to make them more clear, more consistent, etc., with added key terms explanation to skill description. So let's go ahead into the commanders and let's see what has changed. So I'm going to take for example, let's say Constantine. By going into his garrison skill, it says here, while this commander is leading the garrison of your own city or a stronghold. So this, I believe that it wasn't before into the description, so they actually adjusted the description. It shows that it actually works on your city and it actually works on a stronghold situation. How you can identify a stronghold situation is very simple. You're noticing, for example, when I click on my city, it says on the left up corner that it is a city, or I click on someone else's city, it says on the left up corner it is a city. Now if I click on a flag, it says on the left up corner it is a stronghold, or if you click on a fortress, it also says it's a stronghold. I believe passes are the same. If I zoom out and go real quick to a pass, I'm gonna find out soon enough. It says on the left up corner it is a stronghold. So this is how you can identify now, because it's much easier. So they added even more information to make it easy for us. The one thing I don't expect from this skill to work is obviously the watchtower attack bonus, because you don't have watchtower in a stronghold situation. That's only on your city where you actually have a watchtower. Going on to some more popular commander that probably everyone has. If we look into the skill description, it says, while this commander leading the garrison of your own city. That's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? Garrison troops and watchtower gain 10% attack. It never worked in a flag or a stronghold situation, to be more specific, because stronghold is now pretty universal. It's kind of everything that is not your city. And Charles Martel, if we look on him as well, while this commander is leading the garrison of your own city, garrison troops gain 10% increased attack and watchtower gain 10% increased defense. Yikes. This actually gives me the strong feeling that these two commanders were actually never working on a stronghold situation, because it says clearly on the patch note that they just adjusted the skill description. So this is what I'm believing when I'm actually reading those patch notes, because there's nothing else to believe except what you can read, that they just make it more clear for us so we can actually understand where they were actually working. So meaning that for 2 years or for how long we were using this in, let's say, stronghold situations as a garrison commanders, they were just not working. Their garrison skills were just not working because they only work in a city. Or at least this is what I'm understanding from the skill description compared to the skill description that was before. To actually check the skill description how it actually was before, I probably had to go to every single commander spotlight, because I'm pretty sure at least I clicked at least once on each of every commander skill. That will take just too long, but if you're actually interested what it's done before, you can check some of the commander spotlight that I've done in the past. Now going further down on some other commanders, let's see some city hitting commanders. Let's take Frederick for example. Increase all damage by 10% when attacking another governor's city. So it doesn't work when you hit strongholds, this is specific for city. We also have Saladin. Troops led by this commander deal 15% increased damage to garrisons when attacking cities. So it doesn't have anything to do with strongholds. At least things are fairly more clear. Another mention I want to give is about Julius Caesar, because it's quite a big change. I will actually say it's a nerf. I mean, not that Julius Caesar was so OP or whatever reason. When attacking another governor city, Caesar attack have a 10% chance to reduce the enemy troops defense by 30% for 3 seconds. If you want to go back on some of my older commander spotlights, Julius Caesar was reducing the enemy defense by 30% each second, meaning that on the last second you are doing a big hit on the city with a 90% defense decrease on that city. And that was a real buff for Julius Caesar when you were actually hitting city. It was pretty important. Julius Caesar actually was making waves because of his third skill. I did test him in the expedition and the description is correct now, and I also believe the skill was adjusted, because before you were noticing that each attack it was being increased when the city killer was going in. Tomiris, a bit of a bummer regarding Tomiris. I do have to say that. Payback when attacking cities. Now, I was actually expecting Tomiris being like a tier 2 commander, this to actually work on strongholds as well, but it just doesn't, and it actually got changed, or the description is actually clear what it does now, because it says when attacking cities, troop led by the commander gain 30% increased attack and deal 10% less counterattack damage. So 30% attack when you're hitting cities, and nothing about strongholds as a tier 2 commander. I just don't know what to say. I mean, he has conquering Tomiris, right? You would expect when you hit strongholds as well, Payback to actually work on that, but it just doesn't. And before, if I'm 100% correct, it was just increasing the normal attack damage, or at least we were believing that it's just increasing the normal attack damage, because according to the patch notes, now just the description are more clear and more accurate on all commanders. Pretty much if you go on any other commander you like, I'm pretty sure they are more clear on the description. So for example, if you go on Theodora, on her expertise, you have like 6 things that you can actually click on. Immediately removes all control, slowdown, poison, exhaust, burn, and all the debuffs, because I'm pretty sure they had like tens of thousands of questions. So they actually made sure that everyone freaking understands. From troops led by this commander. At the same time, deals direct damage, and so on, so on. So if you click on control, including effects such as silent, disarm, and heal immune, slow down, march speed reduction effect, including any effect which lower the march speed of target troops, poison, the poison effects inflicted by Tomiris. They specifically mentioned Tomiris. So how many questions they actually had regarding this? You realize if they actually mentioned that Tomiris poison is not gonna last once Tomiris is using her primary skill. The exhaust effect is inflicted by Chandragupta. There you go, even that as well they actually mentioned. And then you have burn, the burn effect inflicted by Takeda Shingen, fires us the fire. Now this is something we can take from this, because I'm 100% sure that nobody actually knew that this is considered as a burn effect. Theodora removes pretty much anything. This is what I think would have been much more clear. Or it doesn't remove pretty much anything. Who knows, but I believe that whatever they introduce here is kinda everything, right? We also have Matilda, which is a new commander. I haven't recruited yet. Probably the 99% of you have already recruited, but obviously I want to do a video about her because I've noticed a couple of things regarding her, which might sound pretty crazy, right? But I just want to do some testings myself and just try her out. See if we can actually find a utility regarding Matilda. I'm pretty sure you all went through her skills. I'm pretty hyped about this part. I really like this part on all the gathering commanders. I'm not hyped about her gathering bonuses. So she doesn't have gold, or she doesn't have all type of gathering, which is pretty sad because pretty much gold is the most important resource that it is right now. I'm not saying that we don't really have commanders. We have Siondyok and we have Joan of Arc for gold gathering, but it would have been nice, like another 10% resource, so we can maybe replace Joan from gathering and actually put her to get even 10% more resources and have some gold gathering. Her primary skill is pretty weak, 750 direct damage factor and just reducing attack by 15%. Eesh. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna do a separate video regarding Matilda, so I'm not gonna go any more down into it. Anyway, that was about the commanders. Now another thing that has been changed or has been added is when we take troops out, right? Some of us, we usually just keep click, and then with drag and drop, and you press 1 or 2 or your setups, or you just choose your commanders. And that can actually take you a while because you have to drag and drop outside your city, and then you have to drag and drop somewhere where you want. Right now, the change that has been added, let's say for example I want to go and wish Addis happy birthday, and I want to drag my troops there. I'm just clicking over there and it shows me that I can teleport, or I can also march. So I can press march, I can press new troops, I can choose a pre-selected, or I can choose the commanders that I want, and I'm just gonna drag and drop there and, you know, just wish her happy birthday with my marchers. So this is pretty nice. You can do wherever, it's not just on my territory. I can also click on unoccupied territory. And another interesting that I haven't tried, let's see if I can drag and drop on someone else's territory. And look at that, I can even drag and drop on someone else's territory. I press the second, and it just goes over there. So I'm 33 kilometers away from my city, and I can just put my marches wherever I want. That's pretty sweet. That's a very nice update. More portraits have been added for those of you that are fan of portraits. This one is from the Divine Inheritance, from the Lesson Scrolls. This actually tells us that we are going to have another Lesson Scroll volume. Volume 6, Rights of Kings. So you can obtain this by purchasing the Happy Anniversary bundle. Obviously, we already knew that. New event, new bundle. On the other hand, I like this one. But this one, you can earn it in the 2020 Anniversary event. Not very easy to obtain. I am still with the All Out Rumble. That's still my favorite. New city skin. How about that? Road to the Crown. Special attributes: cavalry attack, plus 10% infantry health, and archer attack. Where do we obtain this limited edition anniversary team, only awarded during the 2020 anniversary events? I do have to say that I like the effect on the design. I really do like when they actually add all these small effects that are happening all the time. And then you have the night version as well, which kind of lights up. The fact that it gives 10% attack, it's also pretty good. There's no question about it, right? Cav attack 10%, especially for rallies. Who don't love that? But let's face it, with all the new equipment, it's actually 10% cav attack means so much when you can actually take designs that can actually give you like 5% troops attack. So if you have like Hidden Lotus from the Lesson Scroll Volume 1, which I don't have, 5% cav attack, or if you have the very old design Saba Song with 5% cav attack, or if you have a 5% defense bonus, will it actually worth it to go ahead and throw thousands, if not tens of thousands, in troops training for a legendary design? I just don't actually think so, because the equipment now can actually overcome this 5% difference so easy. They're probably gonna rework the skins in the future. I would actually see worth it a more general or universal design, where it gives you like skill damage, because this is way more universal, and skill damage is skill damage in the end. It's just guarantee bonus that actually works all the time with pretty much 90% of the marches that do skill damage in the game, while attack or a static boost is tied up to a specific type of troop. Archer health, infantry attack, I mean, how many of these we have? It's pretty crazy. Where do we get this one? Limited edition and anniversary team, only awarded during the 2020 anniversary series. Hall of Treasure, Lesson Scroll Volume 6. Infantry defense, so another infantry defense one. Didn't we just had like an infantry defense one? Hall of Treasure. Well, I would break it down into pieces if it actually had treasures. Another more important changes has been in the Tavern as well. They changed the probability. So when you go to the reward list, you're noticing that we have all this blue equipment that we weren't getting before on the equipment material. So I have a screenshot over here. This was the probability before the update. And now let's check the probability after the update. So an elite blueprint, it actually shows that we have a chance to get the elite blueprint is 0.5%. Advanced blueprint, which is the green one. Elite blueprint is the blue one. Normal blueprint, which is the gray one, 11.8. The legendary and the epic fragments, they haven't changed. So if I bring the picture back, you're noticing that the fragments, the legendary and the epic fragments, haven't changed. This kind of gives me a sad moment, because I was expecting that at least the epic one to go higher a little bit. I never felt that I have a 6.3 chances. What I'm expecting is that people can actually gonna get elite blueprints now, even though 0.5 probability is still not high, but it's still something. Will it work to save keys for even more changes in the future? I doubt they will do even more changes in the future. Now they actually worked on the Tavern. I'm pretty sure they won't work again on the Tavern. Another change that has happened in the Tavern is regarding the commanders. So this is the new probability that we actually have on the gold chest. So the legendary commander is 0.7 something something and something. Epic commanders, elite commanders 3.4, 2.3 on epic, and then it goes on the sculptures, legendary commander sculptures 3.0. Now let's see how it was the probability before the update. This was the probability before the update. It was 0.586 on the legendary commander, almost 2 on the epic, around 4 on the elite. Now the first 3 is the full commanders when you get the 10 sculptures. Now after the update, the probability has been increased, so in theory we should get way more sculptures, or we should get way more commander sculptures. So in theory we should get way more legendaries when we open gold keys. I'm definitely gonna do a separate video regarding this, and I'm gonna talk more into it and most likely open some keys. I think I got about over 1,000 keys on all my accounts. I'm probably gonna open them. From what I have seen some screenshot, I just believe that it's actually worse, or probably it's more luck involved. Hard to tell. I've just seen one screenshot after the update and I wasn't hyped at all about the amount of sculptures someone got with 250 keys. Anyway, it's gonna be a separate video regarding it. I just wanted to show you, like, before the update and after the update, how the probability looks like. Another changes that has been added was when you have spent all your action points, you can now spend gems to refill. I'm gonna check that as well. The attributes display on equipment and blueprints. Governor can now tap on equipment, blueprint, or fragment to see the attributes corresponding. Alright, so we have to check that as well. It's 2 points. Richard and YSG, 3 points that we still have to check. So going on to the action points, now when you click add, it shows you that you can start using gems. I'm gonna pop one just for this video. 100 gems and it goes up by 50. From what I know, people that already spent gems before on action points, pretty much it hasn't changed. The only thing that they've done is that they added it over here, so you don't have to spend all your action points. If you actually want to throw in some gems, especially when you want to go for a design and you just want to buy every day, spend a couple of thousand gems, or how much you can afford in gems to just get more action points. It goes up by 50 each time, so even if, let's say, you get to 5,000, the next one is 5,050, 5,100, and so on. So there is no cap. The next point was regarding the daily special offer, because Richard and YSG in the daily special offer, WTF to that. Now I still have Julius Caesar. My Frederick is maxed, my LZ, my Charles Martel, my double C is max, and I still have Julius, which I had before. So I have a screenshot over here from someone who has all those commanders that are in the daily special offer. He has them maxed. So this is YSG. So his last commander, it's always the last commander. When you have all of them maxed, the last one remains the last. His last one is YSG, has Richard max as well. The order on the daily special offer is as following. It's double C first, it's Charles Martel second, it's LC third, Julius Caesar fourth, Mehmed fifth, Frederick the first sixth, then you have Richard on 7, and then you have YSG on 8. Now this is a huge bummer because we were expecting Richard and YSG to actually be on the first. I'm not sure that anyone will actually be hyped spending on Frederick, Mehmed, and Julius Caesar, which are not as good as they used to be. This is how they put them. Maybe they might change them in the future. I don't know what to say. It's not great news, especially for newer players in newer kingdoms that would actually probably be interested in spending on or getting Richard and YSG, because this would be quite amazing to actually just, I don't know, spend like 400 and max the Richard and YSG, because I believe it takes about 3 months if you only go from the daily special offer to max one of these legendary. Now 3 months there will be about 540, depending on your luck, depending on how many sculptures you get on this daily chest. 2 of the most used commanders in the game, you put them on the daily chest on the last. I'm playing for how long? 2 years, and I still haven't reached this because I just didn't want to max those less useful commanders. So by the time I get to them, how useful will it be even for myself? Anyway, at some point I will definitely max Richard, apparently. So the last thing we probably have to check is when you click on one of the fragments or one of the blueprints to actually show the attributes. So that's a pretty nice idea regarding this. Find the attributes so you don't have to go to the forge every single time to know if you're actually planning to forge this or if you're actually planning to do this. So that's pretty much about this update. Follow-up videos regarding the update will going to be regarding the new commanders and regarding the key probabilities. This is your boy Legend Ronnie signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there.